back to the Hyundai channel. I'm Gabby.
I'm Charlotte.
And we are inside the 2027 Kia Telluride Hybrid.
Hybrid.
So this is a new powertrain.
This is a brand new powertrain. It's a brand new redesign. And this vehicle, it's really going to surprise you. They've listened to their customers, they've given us what we want, and we get to walk you guys through it today.
Yep. And not to drop any major spoilers right at the beginning of this video, but we thought this was going to be the new and exciting powertrain. Turns out we have two new exciting powertrains.
So if you haven't seen our new video on the Telluride not XRT, X Pro, go and check that out. We'll have it linked down below for you guys. And if you haven't already, like this video, subscribe to the Kia Hyundai channel because we're the Kia girls, we're the Hyundai girls. We got it all.
You know we're going to cover it. All right, let's get out, talk about the exterior and the powertrain first, and then we'll hop in and talk about this interior that's got a fun color.
Spoiler alert, we got new door handles. Here's your demo. Now let's go and see our first look at what the exterior is. And you guys, let me know what you think. And then we'll find Gabby. There she is, the queen herself.
Made it. It was a long walk because the wheelbase has been extended by 3 inches. So not only does that give this vehicle a very, very stance. I mean, it stands out.
A very stance.
Out at the auto show, everyone's crowding this car. You can't not look at this. It's very full. They've slightly changed everything. It's really not fresh. It's a full freak design. So 3 inches longer and wheelbase. We also have a little bit of a piece for crown clearance and a slightly taller. The car has transformed from that almost truck-like exterior styling to more so a modern, bold, yet smooth exterior design. Let's start off on the front end first with our grille, because the hybrid has an exclusive grille design that we just don't see on our regular gas vehicles. So while we still have a lot of gloss black for the housing of the headlamp unit and even the grille itself, you'll notice that there is a ton more body color for the exterior contrast. So all of this will be in the same tone as the rest of your exterior. So that separates the grille quite a bit. It expands towards our center here, stopping it around the 3rd mark. Now, the main focus of the grille, right smack dab in the center, is our Kia emblem. And that Kia will be finished with a satin or a brushed aluminum touch. So this adds a ton more contrast and gives the hybrid a bit of a lighter look, less rugged that we see on things like the X Lines and the X Pros. We also have a forward-facing camera, and that is one of the many exterior cameras we'll find on the 360 of this vehicle. It pieces together a full live image of everything happening around you. So if I'm moving my vehicle forwards and I approach another car's bumper, it shows me just how close I am and also gives me audible alerts. The lower portion of our grille and also our lip, essentially, is finished in satin chrome to add to that bright contrast. So dark meets light, the way I like to call it whenever we see this on our vehicles. Now, coming along to the wheels, these are, I think, one of my more preferred styling choices on the Telluride line. So if you watched our X Pro video, you'll notice that we have a smaller alloy in a big, beefy boy type. Now we have a 20-inch alloy in full gloss black design with our bright Kia logo in the very center. The tire itself is a Pirelli Scorpion all-season tire. And is everything okay, Charlotte?
Yep.
All right. And as far as our all-wheel drive system goes, I can speak for us in Canada. We have all-wheel drive standard on the Kia Telluride, which also includes, without having to add on any sort of package, snow mode, mud mode, and sand mode. Now, each of those drive modes are going to change the way your torque is split on the vehicle, as well as how the stability and traction control operates. Now, that won't change. We're still getting that, and it looks like the States is getting it too. No word yet, though, on if it has to be added on as the packages afterwards. The wheel arches are also special to the hybrid. So we have a bit of a sandwich style. There's gloss black on the outer and inner ring, and then the very center is finished in your body color paints. I don't have the paint code or the name of this paint code. I wish I did, but it is a bit of a blue silver, a very bright color, and it is certainly metallic. It's got a beautiful shine to it. I hope we get this in Canada. Your mirrors are going to be power folding with a little bit of black surrounding our repeaters. And I got to shout out to whoever's sitting in there because they hit the hazards and it illuminated. So you got to see it in action. We also have our blind view monitor. And then, of course, we have a ton of advanced driver assistance functions. So things like highway driving assist level 2 that does its own automated lane changes, as well as our smart cruise control, blind spot detection, blind view monitoring, forward collision avoidance, rear cross traffic collision avoidance, you name it, it will be on the new Kia Telluride. Now I realized I didn't talk to you guys about our powertrain, and that's what you're buying the hybrid for really today. So let's work our way over towards the front. I can't pop the hood, unfortunately, but it only feels natural to show you it. And it is a long, wide, and character lined hood. So we have a 2.5 liter turbocharged inline four, and that's actually the second 2.5 liter turbo in the Telluride powertrain lineup. That's right, the gas model is now also a four-cylinder. But this one also has two electric motors to join its force. That will give you the blend of efficiency from the electric motor, but also the enhanced torque output. So with this gasoline powertrain and that electric motor, we have a combined output of 329 horse with 339 pound-feet of torque. Those are big numbers, and that's actually quite more impressive than the V6 variation of the Telluride of the past. The V6 in the past was a 3.8 liter V6. It was GDI, and it was what, 260 pound-feet of torque? Anyway, if you're towing with this car, 4,000 pounds is the rated towing capacity. Now work our way over towards the rear. I do believe there are people checking out the cargo area, so it might be a little awkward, but we'll still describe what we're seeing. Along the rear, your wheel arch will be repeated, same thing up as the front. That character line works its way upwards to the tail end of the vehicle. And if you didn't catch it on the front, it kind of meet downwards at that 12 o'clock arch along your wheel. Rear has about the same height for your cargo loading for, but we have more space behind our third row. So if space was an issue with the previous layout, it's grown. Another nice improvement we see here. And again, this is a pre-production unit, so time will tell whether we see this at the dealer. Oh, hello. We also have the spare tire on the hybrid, something that's not necessarily too common. The jack is located right in the cargo area, and then the tire itself will be placed underneath the vehicle. The vehicle will be finished with a motor-driven rack and pinion steering up at the front. And then for our rear, we have a multi-link rear suspension. In the past, the Telluride had the option or the ability to do a self-levelizing rear. No word on that yet because official specs have not been released, but it would make sense. Planning on towing with this car again, 4,000 pounds of rated towing capacity. 4,000, that's what I said.
4,500.
4,500, there we go, an extra 500, so it's grown. And then we do have an integrated tow hitch being seen on the new generation Telluride on select trim levels. What that will come down to when we see our Canadian specs, only time will tell again, but it is very exciting to see that come from factory. For your rear seats, this is the 7-seater configuration. We have 3 in the rear, each with their own car seat tether. I gotta move over to the left-hand side. So the one bad thing about the tethers is if you don't Velcro them on to their special spot,
Oh no.
they're impossible to reach. So let's pull them up. You can adjust the amount of recline with these seats quite easily. So you just manually move it to how you'd like it to lock and then release. So this is more reclined. And then of course you can have it in a more upright position. Totally up to you. On the left-hand side is where we'll find our household inverter. So that is a 115-volt plug-in. And then we have our seatbelt clips as well as 2 buttons to fold down both the left and right second row seat. The right-hand side has our 12 volts, perfect for a tire inflator or any sort of smaller appliance. And then there are cargo hooks at each point of our cargo area. So along the rear by our closed lift gate, and then up at the front by the cup holders at the start of the third row seats.
Nice.
Headroom wise, you can already see visually, this is an improvement from last year's Gen Telluride, and our windows are also quite large. So if you are sitting in the third row, it doesn't feel like you're blocked off with cargo. You're not thrown back there. You have a window you can look out of. You have air vents that are coming down on you, and you have places to put your drinks, charge your phones, and of course, put your body. There's enhanced legroom, more headroom, and more shoulder area. The fuel tank size is a 69-liter tank, and of course, all the specs we got for efficiency and range were in Freedom units. So in Canada, let's do a quick conversion. It's rated for 600 miles to a full tank, and here in the States, that is roughly 860, 880 kilometers till empty on our Canadian side of things. As far as our miles per gallon, it is 35 miles to the gallon. And I don't have that conversion off the top of my head, but the Palisade is 8.1 liters per 100 kilometers, city and highway combined. So our vehicle will be largely the same, if not slightly different. Fuel door is on the driver's side, the way it usually is. And it's that notch point I was mentioning earlier. So right on the 12 o'clock area of your wheel arch, you'll have an uptick here where your character line leads downward and flows right back up. So everything is sharp, it's bold, but it also has a soft edge to it. And we'll see more of that soft edge on the interior where things are very luxe. All right, Char.
Let's switch.
Okay, just turning my mic back on. There is someone sitting up in the front row, but we're going to start off by taking a look at the second and third because, hey, we can do that.
That seems to be your lucky start point.
I know. So right off the bat, what I'm really excited about is going to be the different color options that we have. Can you hear that? That's the Meridian sound system available on select trims.
How many speakers?
14. How many airbags? I knew you were thinking that. There's 10 airbags. This vehicle actually is seeing an additional airbag, and it has already been given the IAHS Top Safety Pick Plus. So this is perfect for driver and passenger safety if that is something that you are concerned about, which we all should be. Now, for Canada, I'm not too sure how the interior colors are going to translate, but right now what we have shown is a two-tone interior with a really cool eggplant color with it. So it looks fantastic, and I think it's a lot of fun. I like the fact that we have our included window shades as well. And then take some design cues from the EV9 as we have our passenger comfort controls located on the door. So we have heated seats and then our new door handle release, which we showed at the very beginning of the video. So to exit the vehicle, you now have door handles that are slightly hidden. Meridian sound system, which I already mentioned, and it's currently being demoed. So that'll be really fun as we continue to go through the vehicle. But hey, we're live at the LA Auto Show. So Gabby mentioned the fact that this is going to be our 7-seater configuration. So we have captain chairs in the middle. I like the fact that they are, again, that two-tone, not only in color, but in material. So we have what feels to be a synthetic leather with a manufactured suede at the top in that nice eggplant color. And then for access in the third row, if you're coming out, there are buttons at the top of the vehicle to fold the seats. That way you have easy entry to the third row from outside of the vehicle. Now, I'm not too sure how this is going to translate to Canada in the sense that we have lots of different controls here with the inclusion of a relaxation seat, it seems. So I'm not sure if we'll see this in Canada, but we should be seeing something like it similar for at least the front seat. Some other differences are going to be the backs of the seats. So from here, you'll notice that we have a nice mesh headrest, but then also the seat itself can be used as a coat hanger or bag holder, which is great because that means you can put your bag up here. You can have lots more room for your feet down here. But do you really need lots more room? Because this vehicle is already bigger. So you're getting increased legroom and headroom, which is one thing Telluride customers have really wanted, myself included. I want the nice cargo space, but I also want the passenger comfort. And this vehicle, it's giving them to us. In the center. We still have two cup holders. And then down below, this is going to be new for us. Ooh, sneaking myself in here. But pull this out, you have a little table that is accessible. Ooh, get so it sticks. And then push that in and you actually have some hidden storage accessible for those in the second row. We also have the inclusion of USB-Cs. Back in. USB-Cs. Rear climate control is also included and lockable from the front. And up there, we're going to see our ultrasonic sensors for rear occupant alert and diffusing rooftop mounted air vents. And all of that is enveloped in that eggplant suede headliner. Again, looks fantastic. Let's go and dip into the third row.
So it's so handy we still have these buttons because, yeah, so it does it all on its own, lifts the seat a little bit and also moves it forward to give you a passageway to the third row.
You also have a really wide step, which is going to be great, especially if you're driving in weather. It's giving you lots of room, not only to hit the slush off, but just a solid anchoring point. Now, back here, they have amped up the passenger comfort in the sense that we have third row heated seats. Not sure if that's going to make it to the full production unit, but we'll see. USB-Cs back here. We have the inclusion of rear rooftop mounted air vents too. So if you have kids back here, they get some nice cool relief back here. Speakers, cup holders as well. And then let me quickly pull that up to show you what the increased legroom is going to look like. This is significantly comfier than the Telluride that Gabby and I drove to the airport in, which is the current generation. This definitely gives you a lot more legroom, and you also have the increased cargo, making this a win for me, a win for you, a win for the people sitting in the third row. Let me tell you.
We have some people who may not necessarily be a fan of the more eggplant or
That's fine.
furry
We don't
interior.
know what we're going to get. I think it's a pretty safe bet to say black is going to be an option.
Yes, black will definitely be available. We can, I'm pretty confident we're not going to be wrong on that.
All right. The driver's seat is empty. I'm getting in there.
Turn the music off too, Char. All right, so
The volume down.
volume down.
We're gonna get copyright claimed. Okay.
let's talk about what we see. We'll start off with the driver's side door. Again, more speakers. We have that beautiful eggplant color, but we also have what looks like a wood grain trim integrated too with some satin chrome. Our controls, we have heated steering wheel, available ergo motion seat, heated and ventilated seats, and then also controls for our memory seats. These memory seats, they're going to work for your seating configuration. They're going to work and save your mirror, your power tailgate, and then also new the tilt and telescopic steering wheel is going to be powered, as you can see. And that's going to be able to be saved and linked to your memory seats, which is fantastic. Other than that, this is pretty straightforward from what we've seen before, and it's not reinventing the wheel, but it is reinventing the door handle. Lots of different ways where you can go and, of course, configure your seat. You can even go and adjust the bolster to give you that really held-in feeling for a vehicle. Over here, I will note that the US will be seeing standard tow modes for their Telluride, which is going to be able to adjust the powertrain shift mapping, just depending on the weight of the load that it is you're carrying. The load for the hybrid is going to be 4,500 pounds, which Gabby already mentioned. Steering wheel, it's two-toned, and I like that some of the more high touchable areas, such as the sides, are the darker color instead of the lighter interior, but overall, a new shape for the wheel itself. Flat on the top, flat on the bottom, and then still we're going to have a split between our driving controls, our media controls, the off-centered logo, and then down below your drive modes and terrain modes. 3 terrain modes, snow, mud, and sand. And then eco, sport, and a customizable My Drive for your drive modes. 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster, which looks fantastic, and we have some new graphics there too. And then next to that, we have this 5-inch screen, which is going to be dedicated to your climate control. Now, if this is not enough screens for your multimedia screen, it's going to go and be another 12.3-inch screen, and everything has a slight curve towards the driver, making it very much driver focused. Do you want to try to jump in the passenger seat if you can? Or
I will try to.
let's get another look at the
Yep.
exterior.
So again, quick look at the front end. Under the hood is a 2.5 liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder. It has 2 electric motors, one for regeneration, getting you more of that electric driving range, and of course recharging our high voltage battery. And then the other electric motor will be used for propulsion. So that is where we'll get an enhanced amount of electric range. Although this isn't a plug-in hybrid where you have a rated amount of, let's say, 50 kilometers, you can spend a lot of low speed and low intensity driving in full EV. Yes. So stop and go traffic where something like the V6 Telluride would suck and waste unnecessary fuel.
It's just what it is.
Yeah, this vehicle will just sit happily in EV mode.
The nice thing is that this one also has the option for hybrid state mode, which actually allows you to go and utilize the cabin control area. So things like climate control, your media, without the vehicle actually being on. And you can do that for about 20 minutes is what they're estimating currently. Now let's take a look at some of the improvements here. You'll be happy to know that navigation is going to be standard. But also, this looks pretty different, don't you think? I know I'm not just talking about the fact that we have Star Wars on here. This Telluride is going to go and include the new CCNC software, which gives us wireless Apple CarPlay, also gives us some AI virtual assistant that we're able to use, and a lot of feedback through Google Maps for updating that navigation for you. You'll notice up top, we do have the hardware here for projected, and I'm assuming augmented heads-up display. However, oh no, it is showing. You may not be able to see it on camera though. So heads-up display.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Can't really zoom in, but it's
No,
there.
but it's there. Trust us. And then for those in the US, you do have the option of a partnership with Disney to go and customize what you want your multimedia screen to look like, whether you want classic characters, Star Wars, Marvel characters, but unsure if this is going to come to Canada. You'll also notice for those in the US, you have the option for streaming and other forms of entertainment through the vehicle. Close that up.
Watch the Kia Hyundai channel.
Yeah, watch the Kia Hyundai channel. We would love that. Trailer, so this is going to go and be your tow mode. So if you want to go and turn that on, of course, you just have to toggle it. Then also give you things like a checklist settings. And truthfully, there hasn't been too much available on this since we just learned about it today, but there you can see it in play. You'll have your hybrid screen as well, which is pretty standard. We've seen this in our vehicles with the new software, wireless Apple CarPlay, as I mentioned, and again, just an overall nice, seamless look. Very cool to see. Down below, you'll notice we have the inclusion of real buttons and dials, which do provide a little bit of feedback. They're also backlit for convenience at night. Temperature controls are still accessible for quick access here, but you do have that multimedia screen too. You have dual wireless phone chargers, and then from here, you'll notice a lot of our safety features, which we've seen before. Center console has definitely changed. Wait, hold on. There we go. And again, more of that faux wood trim, which looks great, conceals your cup holders too, and you have your bracer bars, which are significantly shorter than what we've seen in the previous Gen Telluride, which allows for a more open cabin for sure. Center console is different. Nice. I'm not going to open that because I don't know what it is.
Someone left something.
Pricing. No, just kidding. Dual doors, which is really cool. Nice hidden storage available. Put that back in there, I guess. And then up top, we have one of two sunroofs. I didn't point out, I realized the fixed pane in the second row, but it is
Open
there.
her up.
Yeah, I guess I can.
We'll definitely brighten up
Oh,
the
well.
space a bit. Yep. Push.
There we go. I can hear it now.
All right.
There it is in all her glory.
So this one is a power pane, but the glass position is fixed. So you can't open the glass, but you can power open and close the cover.
Which is really nice for a vehicle with a darker headliner. But this one, you can't open it. Confirmed. You also have the inclusion of a sunglass holder. And just in case you thought the 360 camera wasn't enough, you also have a rear camera, so a digital rear view mirror.
Is it on digital mode right now?
It is.
All
But
right.
the tailgate's just open, so it's showing the ceiling. Oh, look, it's coming down.
Oh. There we go.
And there you go. You can see someone standing there. I'll quickly show you the 360
And they really
camera.
are there.
They really are, confirmed. Here's what your 360 camera is going to look like. So here's all of the people that are probably annoyed with us for sitting in here for so long.
Yep.
Yep. So that pretty much wraps up what we see in this in the cockpit area. Gabby, is there anything else you want to add?
I'm just going to quickly show some things that we don't necessarily need to talk about. I mean, that was a glove box. The,
Confirmed.
the vents, horizontal.
Yep.
So
Everything is very linear. Everything looks clean, and it overall contributes to a very open feeling cabin. Very spacious, and yeah, like I feel like I could do some serious aerobics in this bad boy.
storage underneath. I'm assuming it has
Ambient lighting.
but it's not on right now. So let's go do a quick check to confirm whether or not we have it. Absolutely we do. Let's get her on to maximum brightness.
Color. I'm gonna pick
Ooh.
one, two.
All right. Oh, it illuminates a lot. in
Look at
this
how
here.
many different areas there are. It even extends to the second row too, so they didn't leave them out of the party, which I really like.
Yeah, let's just quickly show
There's
that.
also some hidden storage underneath. I saw a couple people, this was earlier on in the video, they were talking about the drag coefficient for this being a hybrid vehicle. Remember, we have the EV9, which is incredibly boxy. We have the Hyundai Santa Fe, which has a very strong drag coefficient, that of a C8 Corvette. So I wouldn't let the boxy and more robust exterior necessarily not allow you to think that's not going to be fuel efficient. So remember that.
All right, let's hop
Squares
out.
can be slippery.
Let's hop out and answer some of y'all's questions. Sorry, guys. All right, Char. Let's do a recap of everything we learned just now.
Okay, so what's new on the outside?
So, powertrain. Powertrain, this is the first time we're seeing a hybrid on the Telluride. And again, it is a 2.5-liter turbocharged inline four-cylinder with 2 electric motors, 1 for regeneration and 1 for propulsion or driving. We also have a 69-liter fuel tank.
Yes.
And for our American specs, that is about 600 miles for a full tank of fuel and 3.5 miles to the gallon. Now, Canadians, that is just under 900 kilometers on a full tank, and you're around 8.1 liters per 100 kilometers combined. That is highway and city.
That is pretty nice.
Yes, that is absolutely nice. This is also a 3-row standard all-wheel drive vehicle.
Now, on the interior, what you guys are going to love is the increase in cargo capacity, the increase in second and third row legroom and headroom, and also a lot of the new comfort and convenience accents. The fact that we have the new software with seamless wireless capabilities, more comforting in our seats, and more premium feel in our materials.
Yes. Now, another thing I want to point out is the output of this powertrain. A lot of people think 4-cylinder on a vehicle of this size and think, oh, it needs a V8. That is absolutely not the case. Matter of fact, this particular power plant produces more horsepower and more torque than the V6, the outgoing V6 of the past. So a 329 horse, 339 pound-feet of torque, that is an impressive number.
Definitely.
With impressive fuel efficiency too.
Definitely.
All right, you guys, let's dedicate a few minutes towards waiting for some of your questions, see what you guys would like to know. I saw towing capacity come up, and that is 4,500 pounds on the hybrid, 5,000 on the straight gas.
Yeah, pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. You guys know is Palisade Hybrid will get software themes too. In Canada, I'm not sure. I don't know if we're actually going to see any type of software themes in Canada. We never got the NBA ones, which was announced like last year. But I'm assuming if you are US based, yes, that would be very logical to presume that something like that would happen.
Now, with that being said, nothing's been confirmed for us, but I also feel like it's not necessarily hard to do in the future, seeing as we do have over-the-air software updates and the housing obviously supports it.
Yep.
So in the future, if Kia Canada decides to introduce that to our lineup, I would imagine the car is
There you go.
capable of taking it. Yeah.
Is there a difference in towing capacity between the hybrid and four-cylinder?
Mhm.
So hybrid and the straight gas four-cylinder, there is a 500-pound towing capacity difference. So 45 and 5,000.
I would imagine. So for Hyundai's Palisade lineup, it kind of looks like we have what 4 or 5 trim levels, and the hybrid and the gas are mixed in along that trim
Yeah.
line. Usually for Kia, we have Kia Telluride and then we have Kia Telluride Hybrid, and they're almost like separate cars.
Yes.
When you go to the build and price, or even when we're ordering these cars, right? So I'm imagining we will have, so let's say, Telluride Hybrid with multiple tiers of trim lines for the hybrid specifically. And what we just shot is definitely the top of the line.
Yes.
Absolutely.
From what they were showing on the screen, it does look like we are going to have some element of a more basic and thus more affordable hybrid and gas option, and then also a high or high line trim to balance that out.
Yes.
So there should be, ideally, something for everyone and every price point.
Absolutely. Now, one more thing I want to point out, if you didn't catch our last live stream, which was about an hour ago, an hour and a half,
And
that's where we covered the X Pro, which is a vastly different machine than what we just filmed. Has the same engine-ish, minus the electric motors, but all models of the Telluride are now 4 cylinders.
that's crazy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. We were not expecting that.
No.
All right, you guys, my arm's getting tired. Our phone's got to charge. We'll see you in our next video.
Bye.
Bye.